AOC.
AOC. And I love what you did with the graphic.
AOC. I do too. Nacha is a gem. He's such a gem.
So the only part I've scripted, because I should tell everyone. All right. In January of 2000, and are we in 19? Oh, my goodness. It's freaking crazy. I don't know. Something crazy happened. Yeah. We had a Democratic socialist sworn into Congress. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez beat Joe Crowley of the New York 14th Congressional
District.
Congressional District. Thank you for helping me with my leg.
Yay!
Something that hadn't been done in 12 years. Joe Crowley had been there for a while. But how did she do it? How did she get this, or how did the seemingly nobody beat a representative from the same Democratic Party? Well, the answer is grassroots movements, bold progressive policies, populist policies, and understanding of being a regular citizen in poverty and a big mouth. She is very really narrowing it down. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is one of us. She is a people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? She's a people for people, for real.
Yes.
And there's a lot of smears that go around about her.
Of course.
And yeah, of course.
Of course.
A lot of people don't like progressivism.
Right.
And that's kind of sad. It's sad for us because a lot of these views are the most humanist views in politics. Is the problem is. And
I agree.
Sometimes I
agree
with or sometimes I have to agree with some of the things that people say about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because sometimes she says stupid things. Again, it's a people.
And she's 29.
Yeah, and I'm 29 until like 2 days. So look how stupid we are. I can't even talk. But one of the things that she has said recently is that climate change is our World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she meant World War III, right? Like, that's a slip. But everyone, like, from the right, blows that shit up. I didn't
get that. I didn't get that. I understood it exactly how she said it. It's our version of World War II. I get it. The whole world is involved. Everybody's going to be affected. I get it. I did not understand the... People need to, like, have a hobby or something. Get a hobby. Like, do something.
Right. People, like, need to, like, stop skipping the point is like, what this is, right?
That wasn't the point. Exactly.
She said that, and in the same sit-down, she said that the world's going to end in 12 years. I'm like, okay, well, the world's not going to end in 12 years.
No.
We are going to have irreversible catastrophic events in 12 years. It is fine to say in a nuanced way the world's going to end in 12 years, right?
Right,
like,
and she was being hyperbolic.
Say what?
She was being hyperbolic. I mean, she was making a point. Like, the world as we know it is going to be over. They just like to nitpick at her because they cannot argue her policy. No way. No way, no how. So they have to pick apart her personal self, and it's just deplorable.
Right, and like Ben Shapiro can try as hard as he wants to, but he continues to fail. But I talk fast and I'm Jewish. I know. Sanders is Jewish too. And he talks real slow.
Yeah, he does.
Anyways, I kind of like that because I can put all of his videos on like 1.75 speed and was great.
Zip right through.
Him and Sam Harris. Oh.
I love it.
So do I. So a little bit of background real quick on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I want to tell you a couple fun facts, and I want to tell you just a little bit about her policies. We'll start with her policies, and one that's really just like her own. The Green New Deal. If you guys have heard about the Green New Deal, it's actually pretty rocking. If you don't know what it is, it's easy not to like it because of all the like bullshit that gets thrown on it. And if you hear just a little bit of it, it sounds very progressive in a way that doesn't really ring true for everyone, especially like someone who tries to be a skeptic. Like in the outline for this bill, because it's not a bill yet, but it's an outline. It talks about basically, like saving the environment, right? It talks about putting restrictions on corporations, putting restrictions on cow buttholes. I'm saying it.
Yes.
That's right. Tongue in cheek. Cow buttholes must be plugged. And you're not going to be allowed to drive cars, and they're going to regulate any cows. You're not allowed to have cows anymore. Donald Trump is the worst when it comes to the Green New Deal. It's really easy to take out of context. And then the final thing that's in this bill is that it has like, what's the word I'm trying to look for? It has real progressive, like, oh damn, I can't think of the word. I'm awful. What's wrong with me? For people of all sexual orientations, race, age,
right.
like
protection
for everyone. It exclusively goes through, and it talks about pay gaps. It talks about minorities. It talks about racism,
right.
And you're like, hold on, wait. When I heard that part, it clicked for me. Like, okay, that's kind of weird. I really would just like a bill to just focus on, like it's called the Green New Deal, but I wanted to focus on the environment.
Right.
But when I listened to something on The Intercept, it was the Intercept Spoken Only.
Yes.
It's a separate channel. I'll try to link this down below soon. But Jeremy Scahill, he breaks it down completely and beautifully, and it's actually written really, really well. It's actually that stuff is in there for a really good reason, because when we fix problem A, it is going to help problem B, C, and D. Is the thing. It's going to create a lot of jobs that a lot of minorities can jump into. It's going to help the entire economy if we push the whole country forward to new renewable clean energy.
Right.
So I highly recommend everyone to check out The Intercept, where he actually just goes through the outline for this bill and tells what it is.
It's not a bill. It's not a bill. Right.
It's not a bill.
It's not. So that's why it's okay that so much is in it. It's not a bill. It's hey, this is what we should freaking be doing, and we should start yesterday.
Yeah, yesteryear, really.
I agree.
So there's that. I would like to throw a fun fact in, since I said that. Ocasio-Cortez has a small asteroid named after her, 2323-8 Ocasio Ocasio-Cortez, which is super cool. She got that. She won a second prize in the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair with a microbiology research project that focused on the effect of antioxidants on the lifespan of nematode C. elegans. And her and show of like appreciation on her efforts, the International Astronomical Union named a small asteroid after her. So that's pretty
so
cool.
Awesome. That's pretty cool.
So back to less fun things about her. I thought all of this is actually really fun. Her policies are really, really awesome, and yeah, it's cool. Wikipedia, which I'm on right now, actually has a really good setup for her. It actually lists her policies. It doesn't try to prop her up. It doesn't try to bring her down. It looks like it's a really good source, and it has all of her political positions, which you don't find for a lot of politicians. But there's 8 basically different sections. There's education, environment, tax policy, immigration, healthcare, LGBTQ, equality, Israel-Palestine conflict, Puerto Rico. She has a say in all of this, and it's out there. It's out there, and it's clear, and that's fantastic for a politician. Like, what? 4 years ago, 2 years ago, everywhere in there, I'm just like, oh, wow, I would like to hear what any of these candidates are for. Because you don't hear, you do hear what they're against often. And that's a red flag for me now, is when I know what they're against, but I don't know what they're for. If you don't know what a politician is for, fuck that politician. Like to me,
right?
I even don't care if they don't take corporate PAC money. If they don't tell me what they're about, still fuck you, bro. Or Miss, like, fuck out of here. I don't care. Don't need to vote for you. Don't want to vote for. Policy is what's important. And she is very, very outspoken. But always look for a little bit of nuance with her, and look for small, stupid things that she says that are like easy, stupid things to say. People just make that blow up, and it's stupid. It's a smear.
Agree.
There was one more thing that I wanted to share about her. I don't want to go into her personal backstory so much, like her family life or anything. I can say that her father has passed away. I think that was in 2008. And that caused a big old battle over his estate. Yeah. Her mother and her had a really long battle, like, against the government over like her father's estate, and that's sad and hard. And I think that really called her to action a lot. And like, banks tried to like foreclose on her mom's house and a whole bunch of really shitty shit. But I don't really want to focus on any kind of sob stories or whatever. I'm not trying to win you over by any kind of sad part of this woman's life. Her activism is what's important. Her policies are what's important. So what I do want to go over real quick is why she's here. Why she's here is because she has great policies. Why does she have great policies? Because of Bernie Sanders. In short, in the 2016 primary, Alexandria worked as an organizer for the Bernie Sanders 2016 presidential campaign. After the general election, she traveled across America by car, visiting places such as Flint, Michigan, and Standing Rock Indian Reservation in North Dakota, and speaking to people affected by the Flint water crisis and the Dakota Access Pipeline. Two things that Christy and I care about an awful lot.
Yes.
Especially the Access Pipeline, because that's something that kind of really threw our butts into gear to start paying attention to politics, because we are invading a sovereign nation. Step one.
Yep.
So there's that. But in an interview, she recalled her visit to Standing Rock as a tipping point, saying that before that, she had believed that the only way to effectively run for office was when you had access to wealth, social influence, and power, like already baseline. But her visit to North Dakota, where she saw others putting their whole lives and everything they had on the action of their community, like some people sold their houses and jumped ship and went to hell. It was a really beautiful that we really got fucked over on, and I do blame Donald Trump for that, because he did stop the stop that Obama had put in place. He signed legislation like his second day in office to like push this forward and invade a sovereign land that there isn't much of for the Native Americans. But that inspired her to work in her own community. And that to me, seeing that's something that made me care about politics more around that time. I think that's really influential. I think it's really uplifting to see that someone like Christy or I, or anyone else who like cares about politics and policies and just what's going on in current events, can land straight into like Congress. That's amazing.
Right.
She's one of us, because she's really one of us. 3 years ago,
she is,
and probably like less of a good financial state than either of us. And look where she is now, and it's because she's got a big mouth, and she cares about shit that other people care about. So people, I hope you take from this part of our story tonight that you can make a difference. You can make a difference. We can make a difference, hopefully. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I really like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Not just her policies, but why she gives a shit.